Hey Kim, sorry I'm late. Just had some Zoom issues as per usual.
No worries.
Just give me a second. I just need to check with James, maybe if he's joining, or Alberto as well. All right, I don't think they're joining, but no worries. I'll carry on. Kim, was there anything you wanted to add to the agenda of this meeting or anything like that?
Nope.
Otherwise, I can monologue it. Cool. No worries. Well, welcome to the call. First things first, the antitrust policy, just to make ourselves aware of that. Cool. Yeah, so realistically, the main thing in progress right now is the VCX framework that Alberto and James have been working on. Um, yeah, I think we'll hear something back in the next sort of 2 weeks. So hopefully by the next community call, we can hear an update from them. Um, yeah, Alberto working on the Unify side. I saw some questions getting passed around in some Aries Discord channels relating to Unify. Um, so hopefully it's progressing there. But in terms of work that uh, I've been working on recently for Aries-vcx, first thing that I did in the last 2 weeks was just some fixes around handling of JWK based did documents. So when the verification methods of did documents are JWKs, we previously weren't handling that very well. Um, so this was particularly causing issues with stuff like our did web resolver, where the did web owner of that did document might be registering their keys as JWKs or as public key base 64. They can be doing whatever they want with it, really. Um, and so this is just a improvement to our did resolution crate to ensure that those JWK based key methods, verification methods are able to be resolved into the public key form, and then you're able to access the public key object or class that we have that you can stuff into verification methods and things like that. And another motivation I had for doing this was with the did JWK method. I've been noticing that has been doing the rounds a bit, especially in areas like OpenID for VC. I've seen a lot of demos, um, in the Credo and on the Occupier side using did JWK. So it seems important that we support did JWK. Um, and that's a part of this overall effort, this sort of epic I've created um, to expand our did resolvers. And yeah, the next one I'll work on is did JWK. And yeah, the JWK verification method was foundational work for that. And the other quick thing I did was just a general Rust dependency update, um, particularly moving up on IndieVDR, which was lagging behind a fair bit because we were using some specific commit of it. So I've bumped that up now. Um, there's still a issue related to a transitive dependency, the time crate, which is pinned in IndieVDR to a specific version, which may cause issues. Apparently, there's issues with newer Rust toolchains from 1.80 onwards in that time version. So, sort of waiting for IndieVDR to make a new release, um, and then a new tagged release, and then we can move on with that. If it starts blocking us, I can just move to using a tag or a commit version of IndieVDR rather than a tag version. And another small thing I did was started to move some of these dependencies into the workspace dependencies namespace, particularly for dependencies that we share all around the code base, around the cargo workspace. Um, so currently just a few of the common ones are sitting in here, but we'll look at moving more into here, all of the utility stuff, base 64, base 58, etc. And then it'll just be easier to manage the version amongst the many crates that we have. Cool. Yeah, so that's the did resolver work. Hopefully I can get the did JWK done sometimes in the next 2 weeks. It'd be nice as well if it was similar to our did key crate, which allows you to create and some other utility methods around managing your did keys. It'd be nice if we had similar functionality for did JWK. Um, and then the next bigger item that was done and is currently in review is the removal of Indie or VDR tools. Um, and so this has been something that we've proposed, a couple months ago, a few months ago, wanting to get rid of the legacy Indie VDR, aka Indie SDK stuff that we had, as well as CredX and some of the utility stuff we had, like the wallet migrators. Um, yeah, and we didn't hear anything opposing this in the community. It was just support. So no one seems to be dependent on this old legacy stuff, and it's time for us to move forward without it, like many other frameworks have done. Yeah, so this PI is the work to do that. Um, yeah, particularly there was a bunch of work that needed to be done to move a lot of our testing utilities and stuff like that to use the ASCAR wallet instead of the Indie wallet. And that caused me to hit a lot of corner cases in tests that weren't actually executing. Um, yeah, weren't actually executing when using the ASCAR wallet. So there was a couple bugs in the ASCAR wallet um, that are now fixed with this, particularly to name a few. Um, there was an issue with the verify function. Essentially, you could only verify signatures from public keys that were in your wallet, and that's not very good if you want to verify signatures from outside your wallet, which is most of what you're doing when you're verifying keys or signatures. You're verifying external signatures. The unpack algorithm had a small error, just an extra enveloping of encoding needed to be done to be compatible. Um, yeah, and those are the main. One more thing is the from seed method. So generating a key pair from seed wasn't an exact match to our previous indie implementation of the wallet, which caused essentially our system tests that rely on generating this like trustee did um, from a seed wasn't working properly because we were generating the wrong key pair for that did. So I just had to slightly modify that, which was based off some work that James had in review. Um, yeah, and I tested against AATH as well, and as far as I can tell, everything's still working the exact same. So that's a good sign. So hopefully we can see this one get pushed through the pipeline sometime in the next week or two. Um, yeah, the actual changes aren't too significant despite the diff. Uh, the only really original changes are mostly the positive of the diff. So just some of these fixes, etc. Cool. Yeah, so that's all I got. Sort of a short update from me. Um, yeah, any ad hoc topics? Kim, any ad hoc topics from you?
Oh, I'm just mainly trying to kind of see where the community's at right now and keep
Cool,
up with it.
cool. Yeah, well, sorry if it was a bit of a boring one. Let's yeah, hopefully we can hear from James and Alberta and see how they're going with the framework in the next call. Um, but yeah, I say boring, but the India removal was quite exciting for me. I've been wanting to get rid of that for a while. So yeah, hopefully we see that through. Cool. And once they're back as well, we need to talk about Open Wallet a bit more, which sort of coincides with their framework updates. We want to wait for the framework to be available before considering a move. Cool.
Cool.
Okay, that's it from me. Thanks for joining, Kim, and participating, and anyone who listens. And see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.